Hey everybody, it's me, Woifi from Hello, I'm Listening, or our new venture called Collections of Cinema. We just wanted to introduce you to our new podcast. Maybe you have listened to it already, maybe not. So we thought, hey, let's release one episode here on our old Hello, I'm Listening podcast. So you can check it out for yourself. I think it's a lot of fun. We're already 3 episodes in when you listen to this. And yeah, we love to hear your thoughts. You can reach us on our website, on our Instagram, and on private Instagrams. You find all the links in the description. And yeah, have fun.
Welcome to Collections of Cinema.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of
I was waiting to see if you remembered.
Collections of Cinema.
Yeah.
Collections of
Woifi is
Cinema.
really bad with like remembering, I guess, titles we can add to the list.
That's
But
not true.
names.
That's not true.
We have multiple. I'm not going to put him on the spot now because if they listen, they might feel bad. We have multiple friends who
Acquaintances.
some are friends that you can not
That's
remember their name.
I sometimes have a hard time if I don't see people a lot and interact with them a lot. I sometimes either forget their names or confuse them. Yeah, it's just.
And then he
hard.
says like a random name when I ask what is their name. He's like
yeah.
Heidi, and we don't know a single person named Heidi.
So true. I know a Heidi.
You know a Heidi.
Yeah. Adelheid. So. Okay. Welcome back to the new podcast where we pick or you pick a number, and based on that number, we watch the movie and then we talk about the movie. And today the number is
What did we say? 400 something?
434. And the movie is Hot Rod.
Danger!
Yeah, Hot Rod came out in 2007. Just a few facts about it. It was written by Pam Brady, who was a writer on South Park.
On South Park.
And she co-wrote the South Park movie, the first one, and
That
Team
makes
America.
a lot of sense, actually. I didn't know that.
And went on to write The Bubble, for example, with Judd Apatow. Yeah, she wrote on a bunch of shows. And yeah, she's a funny woman. And yeah, so the movie was originally thought of a Will Ferrell project. And yeah, and it somehow got into the hands of the Lonely Island guys in their first year of SNL, and that's when
At
the movie
the
was
point that they wrote
conceived.
this movie, if you don't listen to it and you like The Lonely Island, you should definitely listen to The Lonely Island and Seth Meyers' podcast. It's very fun.
Yeah.
But they were talking about Hot Rod.
Yeah.
And basically at the point when they were starting to do Hot Rod, because Lauren came to them with like, hey, you guys should do this movie.
Yeah.
And they had at that point one super successful digital short.
Yeah.
I think it was just the one at that point
I mean,
or two. It was Lazy Sunday and Natalie Rapp.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if Natalie Rapp was already out. I think it was only Lazy Sunday. So they
I
basically
think
had
Natalie
this
Rapp
one.
was out too.
Okay.
Yeah.
One or two really big successful digital shorts, and all of us like they're in their first season of SNL.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty crazy.
Making a movie.
I mean, it's a small movie considered it was a $25 million budget.
Yeah.
So it was a small
And from
movie.
what I remember, it didn't do well when it came out.
No, it
and
failed.
it became a cult.
It
classic.
failed on the box office, 14 million. Even though like it wasn't like mixed reviews. It wasn't like reviewed bad, but mixed reviews, and people really didn't get the humor, which I can see because The Lonely Island added a lot of their humor into the movie as well. And Andy Samberg even stated that at that point he really liked Wet Hot American Summer because that movie also plays a lot with humor and what audiences, want from a comedy, but then maybe don't get, or they, play with anticipation and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, let's not go deeply into the plot of the movie because there is essentially not really a plot, but
I mean, there
Rod is a stuntman or a wannabe
stuntman. He believes that his father was a stuntman.
Yeah.
And so his father died, and now he lives with his mom and stepfather and stepbrother.
Yeah.
And he aspires to be like his dad and become a stuntman.
Yeah.
And then we find out, let's just go into the reason why he's doing the whole plot of the movie is that he has to raise money. So he's putting on a stunt show to raise money to help his stepfather get a heart surgery that he needs.
Yeah.
Purely so he can kick his ass.
Yeah. So he wants to kick his ass and kill him. That's what he says. He wants to save him, get his heart, and then kill him.
And then murder you.
Yeah, that's basically essentially the
plot of the movie.
And it's I mean, if you know The Lonely Island, if you know what they do in terms of music, maybe movies, and also music videos or their digital shorts from SNL, you know
if you know Andy Samberg's style on SNL, like when he was a cast member.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's an 88 minutes movie, so it's super short. It's super funny. It's like every scene is packed full of stupid jokes, stupid lines, and I think what the movie makes so special is that Rod, like the main character, Rod, played by Andy Samberg, is such a lovable goofball, but he's sincere. He's not like
he's a lovable idiot.
He really tries and he really means what he says. He's not like it. The movie doesn't make fun of him, and that's what I think makes it so special because he really is a sincere kid and he really tries hard to save his dad.
Well, and he really truly wants to be a stuntman. He thinks that the stunts that he's doing are super badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you can see it in the video that they make. They make like a video to like help where they charge, I think, $5 or something at the local theater for people to come watch his stunts to help raise awareness for like, this is what we're doing. We want to do this massive jump to raise all of the money, but this is like their starting point.
Yeah.
And even the video takes me back to like a time when we would make home videos, as kids.
I mean, they actually shot that.
Yeah, they actually shot it on like that home camera or whatever they are. The handhelds, the small handheld digitals. But the film itself, just like the movie that they make in the movie, just makes me think of stuff that I would have made as a kid, where really you think it's so good.
It's really funny. And that scene alone, it's so funny. Everybody makes fun of him and he feels like a failure, but they collect the money, and out of his anger, he just throws the projector down out of the fucking window and it lands on a car. And so they lose their money immediately again and they start with zero. It's just like it's one ridiculous scene after another, and it's just so funny. The thing is, it's a very specific type of humor, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, even on their podcast, they said a lot of people were pissed because they were trying to compare it to Napoleon Dynamite because they came out around the same time or within a couple of years of each other. And people who didn't like it said it's not at all like Napoleon Dynamite, which is like what it wasn't trying to be. But I feel like it is in the sense of like the humor is very similar, where it's just very stupid. It's stupid humor. It's not like the most clever jokes, but they're so funny, and it's very slapstick, and it's very in the sense, like with Napoleon Dynamite, I could watch that movie 5 million times a year and it doesn't get old. And for me, it's the same with Hot Rod.
The Hot Rod is interesting in the sense that movie would probably go directly to streaming 100%.
Probably, yeah.
And would probably pretty, like, I assume that it would be pretty successul nowadays, because
I guess so.
Yeah, because the humor is, I think humor in general evolved a little bit, and it's not dirty. A little bit, but not really. It doesn't do like it's PG-13, so it's not for adults, and it's just meta and just silly, stupid, but also very funny in that sense.
Can we talk about the supporting characters?
Yeah.
So I have to look up all of their names.
The cast is
the
phenomenal.
cast is fucking phenomenal.
Jorma, obviously from The Lonely Island, and Bill Hader is in it from
it's
SNL.
Jorma.
Yeah. Danny McBride, I think he's probably my favorite in the movie. It's hard
That's
because also Bill
hard to
Hader
say.
is so funny.
Bill Hader is so fucking funny in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they all are. The cast it's
Isla
brilliantly
Fisher
cast.
as Denise. She is the love interest. Ian McShane is the Ian McShane is the stepfather. Sissy Spacek, I think. Is her name?
Spacek? I don't know.
Spacek. Specimen. as Marie
Spaceman.
is the mother, and Will Arnett as the boyfriend of the love interest, Jonathan. Chris Pennell. I mean,
yeah.
The minute he gets on screen, the movie just gets heightened up much better.
Yeah,
it's insane.
They have good. I mean, they also have really great chemistry with Chris Pennell because of the digital shorts and they just great chemistry. So I think that plays a massive role because you already kind of know them together a little bit. Yeah. But okay, let's talk about Yorma's character, Kevin. So Kevin, I don't know how old they're supposed to be. They're clearly both out of high school, right?
They're out of high school.
Hot Rod. So Rod has like this kind of like 20s.
Yeah.
He seems like he's in his 20s, but just kind of like a dumb 20s. Like he's.
The thing is, it's also
stupid.
summer, so they still technically could be in high school.
I don't think so, though. I
don't
maybe
think so
Yorma. I feel like Yorma's character is a little bit younger, but Yorma's character plays as if he's like 12.
Yeah.
Even.
So funny.
Even though he's probably, I'm assuming, out of high school. I would guess he's supposed to be like 18, 19 or something like that. But he plays as a 12-year-old, essentially. Yeah. Where, like, my favorite scene with him is he's Andy. So Rod walks into Yorma's room to, what is his name in the movie? Yorma? Kevin. He walks into Kevin's room, and Kevin is singing on his, like, home karaoke machine to an audience of his stuffed animals. On his bed.
It's so funny.
Oh, it gets me every time. It's so funny.
I mean, the other one, the opposite scene of that is Kevin walks into Rod's room. Rod is crying.
Yeah.
Rod turns around. He's like, "Get out!"
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, Kevin's character, or Yorma's character, Kevin, is very, very sweet. He's very endearing. He's just like this super nerdy, of wants to be part of the cool kids group. You know, he's so sweet. And I love their dynamic together. I think is so sweet.
And I mean, Bill Hader is like, what does he do? He does not build the ramps. That's Danny.
He is the...
What does he do?
Oh, crap. They said it. They said his... Dave, what does Dave do?
Oh, doesn't he do the motorcycle? Doesn't he prepare the motorcycle? He's like a mechanic or something?
Yeah, he's a mechanic.
Yeah. So he helps him with the motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
And Danny McBride's character, Rico, is building the ramps.
Yes.
That's like the job.
There's the one scene where they introduce all of them to Isla Fisher's character because she becomes part of the gang.
I have the scene here.
And...
Hey everybody, I got some awesome news. We have a new crew member today, Denise. So I thought it would be fun if we all went around and said our name and a little something about ourselves. I'll start. My name is Rod and I like to party. All right, Dave, you're up. And Dave is like, my name's Dave and I like to party. And Rod is like, no, Dave, I just said I like to party, so maybe you could say something different for me. My name's Dave and I'm a stuntman. You know what? Let's move on, Rico. You're up. Rico's like, oh, hello, I'm Rico and I like to party. Yeah, Rico. What did I just say to Dave? Who? Dave. I like to Kevin. I like to party. I'm Rod. No, you're Kevin. Right, Kevin. I party.
I party.
No, you don't. Okay, nobody parties but me. Yes, and we party. No. Yeah, just Rod. Yes, and me. No, I'm the only one who parties. I'm really sure I've partied before. No, Kevin, I know for a fact you don't party, okay? You do not party. You're right, Dave's the party guy. Oh, sweet. Oh my God, shut up, okay? I'm just gonna do it for you. Denise is the crew. Dave's the mechanic. Rico makes the ramps. Kevin's team manager / videographer. None of them party, right? Got it? Let's party.
Let's party.
I mean, that's just one
so
example
funny.
of I mean, the unlegit one. While we're at quotes, I used to be legit. I was too legit. I was too legit to quit. But now I'm not legit. I'm unlegit, and for that reason, I must quit. I mean, my delivery is like half-assing, but...
And he does like the hand motions, like the too legit to quit.
But you look pretty. Rod is like, you look pretty. Then he's just like, what?
I said he looked shitty.
Good night, Denise.
Oh, classic.
Or the green tea one. God, I go to church every goddamn Sunday. I gotta bring the demons out of me. I'm freaking pumped. I'm drinking green tea all day long.
Oh man. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I also really like Dave, so Bill Hader's character.
Yeah.
He has like this kind of southern accent where you're kind of like,
Yeah,
why?
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, sure, he could have moved there at some point, but it kind of seems like they've known each other since childhood. So it's like, why are you
weird.
southern? And he's just also, he's got like this long like mullet hair, and he just, I don't know, is he the one who's always wearing the wolf shirts? He's always got like wolf on his shirt. Yeah, he's a great character.
I think we also should talk about the music.
Yeah,
they essentially just took all of Europe's music at the time, or not at the time, but
they had said on their podcast that while they were kind of like working on it, like writing and working and stuff, that they were listening to a lot of Europe.
Yep.
And at some point they were just like, what if we just used like this Europe song and then this Europe song, and then they ended up saying like we pretty much used like half of an album of of Europe's.
Yeah. It's basically, I think it's the album Final Countdown that they used all of the songs. And I've been listening to the soundtrack of the movie on and off for weeks now.
On and off, I would say nonstop.
It's a fun fucking
It is.
soundtrack.
It's really fun, especially the Two of Hearts.
Two of Hearts, where they dance. The dancing scene is so funny. Or I mean the nod to Footloose.
In the woods.
He's like, I need to go to my quiet place. And he drives into the woods and just has a basically. I mean, they almost copy.
It's like an emotional battle with himself.
Yeah, but he basically dance punches and does like a Footloose choreography.
Yeah.
And then he trips over a log and just falls down for
and it's
5
minutes. the longest fall in cinema history. I don't know if that's still the case. Is it still the case?
I don't know. Probably. It's so funny because
really
you feel
funny.
like, oh, it's stopping now and it's still going. It's so funny. It's a very, very funny movie, and the music I think adds to the whole. I mean, there's this one scene where they walk to like the final stunt that they do.
Mm-hmm. That's a great scene.
And what song is playing? It's the what is the song
It's on
called?
the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. God damn it. Oh, you're the voice by John Farnham. And they're walking through the town, and like, you know, more and more characters, and just the song just keeps playing in the back, and all of a sudden the people start singing, and they look at each other like, what the fuck is happening? Like, how are there so many people? But they're still like,
and they're all singing
pumped
together in unison.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you see a guy throwing a trash can through a window. For a shop window, and all of a sudden hell breaks loose, and this riots start, or not this riots, but the what is the word?
It's not looting.
No, sure,
Is
it's
it looting.
looting. I mean, the looting starts, and all of a sudden you see policemen and like
and there's like explosions
and tear gas, and they just take off and run away from that scene, and then
they were talking about how it got really out of hand, and then they cut to Rico, who's holding a TV.
It's funny because when they run away, he doesn't have a TV, and then you see them in like a wide shot, and he has no TV, and then they cut to them individually, and then you get another wide shot, and Rico holds the TV, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I don't like how people just take advantage of." It's so funny. Yeah, no, it's a really funny comedy, and I think especially nowadays, I mean, people appreciated the movie years after it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a cult classic now, and
absolutely,
a lot of people really like the movie. And talking to a lot of people on Threads, also there's a massive group of people who really appreciate the movie, and I really like that because it's like a good example for a movie that came out or was ahead its time. Let's just say like this. The movie clearly was ahead its time in terms of the humor, especially. And I think that's the same with The Lonely Island. If you see like the first few digital shorts they made, people didn't really get their humor yet. They didn't really know what they were doing. But there
was like a select, like small group of people who really loved all, and I was part of that. I loved all of the really weird, obscure, like lettuce. Like what the fuck is that?
But through the iterations of the first 2-3 seasons, I would say, all of a sudden people got their humor and people were like craving things like that. And it's really nice.
I also think it kind of opened the door for a lot of people to, I mean, like now on SNL there's
for sure.
What are they called?
Don't
Destroy.
Don't Destroy.
They are similar in that way. They have this very unique humor where it I feel like only works because The Lonely Island kind of like opened that door a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have another quote. I just want to go through it because it's so funny. The safe word is whiskey. Sorry,
we have to set up the scene. So they are practicing stunts essentially, and for their movie that they're making, and they're at the top of this really, really steep hill. Yeah, and Rod is sitting on top of a skateboard. Yeah, or laying down on top of a skateboard, and they're gonna just let go, and then he's telling them what his safe word is, which is ridiculous because what could they do?
Right. He's like, the safe word is whiskey.
Whiskey.
And Karen's like, sorry, Rod, what was that? Whiskey. Don't you mean whiskey? What? You're saying it weird. Saying what weird? All of it. Where do you get off? I just don't get why you're saying it that way. Why I'm saying what way? Forget it. I will forget it.
I will.
Yeah, it's really funny. Or the Cool Beans. I mean, Cool Beans is basically
iconic.
It's iconic at this point, and it's so funny. I mean, to talk about it in the podcast, I don't want to steal all their content, but it's really funny that they essentially wanted to throw out the scene because it was just Cool Beans, like back and forth a little bit. That's it. But Jorma basically threw in like a beat and then cut to the beat and edited like a little music skit. Yeah. And it works so well, and it's so funny.
It's so random and
so funny. Fucking random and funny, yeah. So, yeah. What movie did you or what is like your favorite moment of Hot Rod?
I mean, my favorite Kevin scene I already said, but I think my favorite moment in general is every time he prepares to go fight his stepfather in the basement. Him and Kevin have like this little ritual. The first one, like they sing to each other, and the first one is Hot Rod or Rod says, "Ancestors protect me," and Kevin goes, "May they protect you." The next one is the best because Andy Rod, he's like, "Gods of war." And he goes, "May your hammers be mighty."
Gods of war. That's so funny. It's so random.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Yeah. I think that's my favorite, just in general, part of that movie. Yeah. Or Kevin's dancing.
Yeah, Kevin's dancing is funny too.
What's yours? It's hard to pick one because the movie is so phenomenal.
For me, the Footloose scene, the whole Footloose scene is great. So fucking funny. It like every time he falls down the hill, like he's like, "Oh shit," and then he just keeps falling. It's so funny. It every time gets me. It just gets me. But I mean, every scene is funny. Like at the beginning scene is funny. The scene where he jumps the pool. Every fight scene with Frank is funny. Yeah. He's like, "I wasn't ready yet."
Or at the dinner table when after Frank's been diagnosed and they're like, they need to stay calm. And so the mom is like, there will be no fighting, you know. And at some point, Rod has to leave the table. And he says something like, "Have fun being married to Satan."
That's much later. It's much later.
No, but that's at the dinner table.
Nah,
it's when he leaves.
Really?
Yeah. He stands up and leaves, and that's how he storms out.
Or when he gets when he really quits stunt manning and he combs his hair so and goes shopping.
He wants to be an adult, and so he like wears a button-up shirt and like, isn't it shorts? Isn't he wearing like dress shorts?
It's the weirdest outfit. And he goes shopping, and he just buys
He has
booze.
like a part in the, like a middle part in his hair, and it's like greased down.
It's so funny. So
and if
funny.
you know Andy Samberg, especially at that time, he had like that really crazy curly poof hair. Oh, so funny.
You know what time it is?
Is it time for movie of the week?
Movie of the week. Okay, we watched a couple of movies. Not as many, actually, I have to say. The first one was Pineapple Express.
Mm-hmm.
Second one was Monsters, Call Me By Your Name, and Kill.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your favorite
I
movie?
mean, you know what my favorite is.
Kill.
No.
Yeah, Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah, that's in my, like, if people were to ask me what is your favorite movie, I mean, Singing in the Rain is my favorite movie, but
It's music.
I have a list of, it's still a movie. I have a list of like 5 movies that are always like, that's top 5 for me. And Call Me By Your Name is top 5 for me.
Is a great movie. I mean,
but of movies I have not seen, I think movie of the week for me was,
Monsters.
there was only 2, Monsters.
That's a great movie. Yeah. Now, but Call Me By Your Name, 2017, Luca Guadagnino. It's a book. It's based on a book. Coming of age romantic drama.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy Chalamet and Armie Hammer, Michael Stuhlbarg. Great cast.
Great cast.
This very lovely, I think it's set in the 80s. 81, I think. Yeah. Like queer love drama where the main character Elio, Timothy Chalamet's character, discovers or experiences love for another man, and over the course of a couple of weeks, 6 weeks I think, they fall in love, and it's a very bittersweet movie.
It's heartbreaking. There's just like one iconic scene for me that sticks out every time at the end when he's talking with his dad on the couch. Just absolutely
that monologue is it's so fucking,
it's heartbreaking and beautiful, and the delivery is just so like, I feel like who plays the dad, what is his name?
Michael Stuhlbarg.
He is so genuine in that movie where you really believe that's who he is. Like he really sells it. He's
he got
so
nominated
talented.
for an Oscar. I don't know if he got it, but
he's so everybody's very talented in that movie, but he really stands out to me in every scene. I mean, every scene that he's in, he's just like, he's such a light in the scene. I very much love his character.
I mean, great movie overall. If you have not seen Call Me By Your Name, that's I think a must.
Especially in summer. It's my like go-to summer movie.
It's a fun summer movie because it's shot in Italy, northern Italy. It's so beautiful there, and it just encapsulates the beauty of Italy, and the slow towns, the little towns, and just the landscapes, and it's just beautiful. Yeah.
It really gives you the feeling of summer.
Yeah. I mean,
would you disagree? What was your favorite of the movie of the week?
No, I would not disagree. I just totally forgot to put those movies in. Actually, we watched also the Bad Boys, the latest.
Oh yeah.
I didn't put that in. I just realized. And yesterday's movie was
the new Quiet Place.
Quiet Place
was also phenomenal.
Actually,
I have to say.
I really liked it too. Like, I would say that's, in terms of the newer ones, that was a very, very good movie, The Quiet Place. Like, the story alone was very sweet, and the ending was very sweet.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, honestly, the Bad Boys movie was also very fun.
It was very fun.
It was a very good action movie, and those movies are rare these days, where it's like, it's funny, it's a lot of cool action, and I
feel like the Bad Boys movies, they really stick to like what they know. Like they do a good job of not trying to be something that they're not, if that makes sense. Like they just, like, from the first one to now, I feel like it's so solid, and it keeps with just what it is, and they do a good job.
I mean, interestingly, that they changed directors, the first two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. They changed directors. The first two were made by God damn it, wait.
But you search for that. But I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was very entertaining.
Yeah.
And I have to say I didn't so much like Kill.
Yeah, Kill was
It was fine. It's basically, you described it as like a
Michael Bay directed
Bay.
the first two. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the first two
Interesting.
were directed by Michael Bay, and the new two ones were directed by Adil El Arbi and Balil Fallah, and they're really cool duo, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but Kill you described as like an Indian raid.
I mean, that's what people said.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I see
disagree.
why. I see why it's compared to that, but Raid is so much better.
Yeah, the choreography, the action.
The choreography is
the
insane
tension.
in Raid.
And also, I mean, the Raid is also just one location, essentially, this first one at least.
Yeah, but so is Kill. It's on a train.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's also just, but the set on Kill just looks like, okay, there are two like two train carts, and
but I
that's
also
all
feel
they
like
shot.
I mean I get it's not really about the story, it's about the action, but I also feel like I kind of got lost as to like what are those people doing on the train, like why are they doing that?
There was
like
no real...
they're like bandits, I guess, like that's the only thing that really gets
was
explained.
the only thing. Yeah, they were bandits, and there was no like,
so I assume they were trying to just rob people, but why are they like, why start killing people?
Yeah, I mean that was the one character. The one character was like, okay, I'm more angry and I'm more violent, and the other people say, don't go that place. No, we don't do that. We have an ethical code. That's what they were saying.
But I had problems with like
the whole motivation was weird.
The bad guys were killing, people for no reason, and then when the other people fought back and killed their people, they're like, why are you killing my dad? Why did you do this? Why are you? And like, I'm like,
yeah.
Why even write that in the movie? Like, why even? And they had the music that they were playing over. It also bothered me because it made it seem like you were supposed to feel bad for them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? I don't feel bad for them.
The music in general was very weird on that movie. It was not a bad movie. It had some really good scenes.
No, it was. I think it was entertaining. It was very gruesome and very. There was some cool fight scenes. I feel like some of them were kind of boring. But
we had to stick with the Raid. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, definite movie of the week is Call Me by Your Name. Yeah. And if you have not seen it, I hope that it comes up at some point and then we can deep dive into it.
But. So next week's movie or next time's movie is number
16,
which is
from my colleague Nicole.
Yeah.
So thanks, Nicole.
Yeah.
And that is What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows, directed by Taika
Waititi movie.
And I'm very excited for that movie, actually.
Also a comedy.
Yep.
Very funny.
Yep.
So if you want to watch it and then listen or watch the podcast for the next one.
Yeah, and don't confuse it with the show with the same name. I mean,
the show is also very funny.
It's an extension of the movie, but the movie is the original thing.
Yes,
yeah.
And it's very funny.
Please like, subscribe everywhere you listen to the podcast. Give us feedback. We are still, trying to figure this out.
Before you, but Taika's is also a remake. What We Do in the Shadows was a movie before that. Or show, or like a really old show.
Yeah. So, it's not original, but the show
because there's two shows.
FX, yeah.
There's two shows. There's a really old one,
but the show,
and then Taika made a movie.
But
and then there's another show that came. Yeah.
But
no, I'm
nobody
just
really cares about that.
No, I'm just so clarifying so people know that if they search for What We Do in the Shadows to try to find a watch it, that they find the right thing.
I'm pretty sure with Taika in the name that you can only find one movie and one show.
Just saying.
Okay, so please subscribe, please like, if you like, obviously, but if you don't like it, still like it. It helps us out, and we're still, figuring this show out. If we have something, or if you should do something that you think would be cool or funny or interesting, let us know. Comment on YouTube or on Spotify. You can also comment now. You can look us up on our Instagram. Yes. And if you want to support us, which helps us up the most, because we want to know, okay, how do we progress this format? How do we extend the video? Because we want to do multiple cameras, which is actually possible, but we want to still know if that's something you guys want. And that's it.
Also, if you want to be part of the choosing process for picking the next movie, we do random. Just like pick a number and first come, first serve, basically. So that's on our social media. So we'll post it on our Instagram at Collections of Cinema